The 1988 State of Origin, proudly brought to you by Discount Liquor Kings and Metropolitan Permanent Building Society.
Live from the Sydney Football Stadium, Nine's Wide World of Sports presents the third round of the Winfield State of Origin Series, Queensland versus New South Wales.
Good evening and welcome to our coverage of the Winfield State of Origin Series, the third and final match, Queensland going for 3 in a row. Let's have a look how the Maroons won their first 2 matches. At the Sydney Football Stadium, they defeated New South Wales by 26 points to 18 in the first round. In the second round, again, the Queenslanders successful in front of 30,000 at Lang Park. 16 points to 6 the scoreline. They're now going for 3 in a row. Can they do it? Well, our commentators are in Sydney to find out if they can. Mick Vivers, Andrew Slack and Alan Thomas.
Well, thanks, Chris. Well, let's get the latest words from the experts. Mick, can Queensland make it 3-0?
I think they can. I think if they keep their straight line of defence and they go up and they're keen, they will do it. There is a bit of a problem there. Steve Hansen's playing for New South Wales in the front row. Martin Bella's the front rower for Queensland. And, of course, they're club members, North Sydney, both together. I just hope Martin takes it seriously because this is his big chance to make the green and gold, and he doesn't want to miss this opportunity.
Right, Andrew Slack.
Well, in situations such as this, attitude is the single most important factor as it's a dead rubber. I think the Daly incident must have a negative impact on New South Wales. For that reason, Queensland go in with a better attitude. The Manly combination, Hasler, Lyons, O'Connor must be a threat, but I think Queensland can make it a clean sweep.
Right, I'm going for Queensland to win. I doubt very much whether New South Wales can recover after the Daly fiasco yesterday. And if Bennett sends the Maroons out in the right frame of mind, I think they'll make it a clean sweep in the series. So the three of us going for Queensland. We'll know a little bit later whether we're right. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks very much, Alan. The three wise men going for Queensland. Time will tell. Take a short break and all the action live from the Sydney Football Stadium.
So shake hands with a hero, he'll really make your day. And keep motoring Australia, you'll need a Berkeley float one day. So shake hands with a hero, he'll really make your day. And keep motoring Australia, you'll need a Berkeley bloke one day.
Hello, Richie. Oh, listen, I've been thinking. Business is tough, Richie. You know what I mean. But if you guys lower the price, we might do something.
Sorry, Bob, but we rang Pittsburgh, Houston, Washington, Detroit, and we sold a lot.
So you guys learned to do business on the phone, huh? Well, what about me, huh? What about me?
No one's far from anyone anymore. OTC.
Why didn't you call?
Sand in a funnel, supported by strings, a little push, a pattern appears, a balance of natural forces and energies. So, too, Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate has natural goodness with the glass and a half of full cream dairy milk in every 200-gram block. Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate embraces substantial nourishment, enjoyment, and that great Cadbury taste. So when you think of chocolate, think of Cadbury.
Welcome back. Well, we're getting a little nervous here in the studio, as is everyone down at the Sydney Football Stadium, as the New South Wales players about to make their way out. And Alan Thomas down at the Sydney Football Stadium, a bonus for Queensland. Peter Jackson ruled fit earlier today.
Yes, he was, Chris. As the Blues run onto the Sydney Sports Stadium, yes, Peter Jackson was past fit. He passed himself fit, as a matter of fact. And Wayne Bennett and Dick Turner, the coach and manager, said, well, if it's good enough for you to think you can play, you'll be on the side. The Blues, real testing time for them tonight, Mick Vivers. Going down 3-0, not a nice thought.
No, and of course, they think they've been the supreme body in the Australian Rugby League for years and years, and if they fail tonight, well, they're no longer so. And I think the thing we must remember is the fellows that are coming down the chute now, led by Wally Lewis, have played in the Sydney competition for this year, most of them, and they know what it's all about, and that's the advantage that we've got.
Let's hear the reception for Lewis. Not one of Sydney's favourite football sons down here, with McIndoe, Curry, Bacco and Belcher following their captain out, with Greg Kinescu the last man out, but he'll be doing plenty of work in and around the fringe of the rucks. Got to be a query over Alan Langer a little bit. Mick Beavers, he's been sick, he's had a virus, he's been in hospital. His last couple of games, he hasn't showed a lot of the zip and zest that we've seen in the early part of the season.
Well, it's a bit hard getting over tonsillitis and a virus to be showing zip and all, and that's the reason that he's been flat. I think you'll see a different Alan Langer tonight as we pause for the national anthem.
Referee for tonight's game is Greg McCallum. Mick Stone out of favour after the Lang Park match and making his Origin debut. Shaking hands with the New South Wales skipper, and there's the side for the Blues. Jack, Ferguson, McGaw, O'Connor, Eddinghausen. Well, Lamb's not playing. It should be Lyons, the 5'8", Hasler. The lock forwarders, Lang Mac, the second row of Folks and Pearce, and the front row is Roach, and Steve Hansen makes his State of Origin debut, and the hooker is Benny Elias. The toss has been made. Lewis will want to have a big game tonight as we look at the Queensland side of Belcher, McIndoe, Jackson, Curry, Kilroy. Lewis and Lang are the halves. Paul Vorton at lock forward, Bobby Lindner, Wally Fullerton, Smith in the second row, Bacco, Bella the props, and Greg Kinescu is the hooker, and of course they're coached by Wayne Bennett.
There's no use looking at the tops of the goalposts for the flags to see which way the wind's blowing, because they're stiff. They're made out of metal, but I can assure you it's coming from the southeast behind the Blues.
And Michael O'Connor kicks off, taken by Gary Belcher. And here's the first tackle of the match. And Hansen was in to do the damage. Langmack was also in there. This is Lindner. Pearce and Langmack put him down about 15 to 16 metres out from his own try line. Kinescu from dummy half. It's tackled by Elias. Pearce also doing his share of work around the ruck. And this is Lindner outside of the 22. Kinescu goes to dummy half. Off on his own. Makes about 3 or 4 metres before he's put down. Now Lewis gets the clearing kick in. That's right over towards Ferguson and Jack. Ferguson picks it up. Langer waits for him. He comes back. And underneath to put him down in a good tackle was Joey Kilroy. And Jack's away from dummy half. Well, the Blues have got plenty to prove tonight. They've lost the first 2 matches in the State of Origin. The drama over Phil Daly yesterday as Lyons moves it to O'Connor. O'Connor's forced back inside. The Daly drama yesterday may have united this team, Farmer.
Well, we'll see in a moment. It's rather amusing or interesting to see that they used the backs immediately. They didn't take it away on the forwards for their first ruck.
Clearing kick from Lyons. McIndoe takes it well. Can't get round Eddinghausen, but he's got it to Belcher. Gary Belcher, support from Langer. Then it's gone to Jackson. It's back to McIndoe. Queensland 3 metres out. Curry's at dummy half. Now it's with Bacco. Bacco's 2 metres short of the line. Kinescu on his own. He's a metre out looking for the runners. Fullerton Smith goes to dummy half. New South Wales defend Lewis. Standing in the tackle, he can't get his pass away, and he's buried by the New South Wales defence. He'll play it to Langer. Then it's across to Bella. Queensland not really supporting the ball player. Last tackle coming up. Langer from dummy half. Kicks ahead, and that's too deep.
And that was a bit of a mistake, and Queensland not settled. They really did unsettle New South Wales with that long run by Belcher, and beautifully backed up by McIndoe. But then they went into neutral, which is very sad. They had New South Wales on their heels.
Well, they certainly went one out in the play the ball, and they were so close to the line. Roach, pass going loose. Oh, that's a bit lucky. Pearce was really under a lot of pressure. It juggled loose and was picked by Folkes. And now it's for Langmack, and it goes back to Folkes. And Folkes runs at 10 metres outside the 22. 0-0 the score. Greg McCallum ruling the first penalty of the match in favour of the Blues. Holding the player down.
We'll have to see what New South Wales do and what their tactics are after this kick for the line. We'll see if they use the forwards or if they spread it to the backs. By the look of it, they're going to take it away in the forwards because the back line doesn't seem to be settled.
So the play comes within about, the best part of about 15 metres inside New South Wales territory. Andrew Slack, what do you think about the opening few minutes?
Well, I think it's shown that both teams are prepared to throw the ball around. Obviously, not as much to lose in today's match. The series is over, and I think the O'Connors and the Jacksons of the teams have to play well.
Gary Jack, here's Belcher, and the cover came from Borton. Gary Jack, a big run into space, folks, from dummy half, across the lines. He's got to link up with somebody. He's found Langmack. The pass has gone to Pearce, and that's a try. New South Wales are in to score. Gary Jack started it. The Blues continued it on. They did what Queensland didn't do, McVeevers. They supported the ball carrier. Pearce over to score. New South Wales 4-0.
And Gary Jack's going to be a dangerous bit of goods. It led up to this, and now we see Lyons going across field, and he's picking up those support players which you spoke of. Langmack up the side and supported beautifully by Pearce, and over. A well-deserved try to New South Wales, and Queensland's straight line of defence definitely not holding, and they should have on that occasion.
Wayne Pearce, what a great start for him. Pressure on him, captain of the New South Wales team. And he scored the first try. O'Connor adds the extras, and New South Wales lead by 6 points to 0, and there's 5 minutes gone in the first half.
I really think it's over, don't you?
Don't say that. I just think I can offer you a lot more than we discussed.
Well, can you give me interest on my cheque account?
Interest?
On daily balances?
We do have some very good savings accounts.
But the Metropolitan One account is a savings and cheque account in one. You're asking me to juggle between accounts.
Is there nothing I can say?
I don't think so.
When you know it's time to change.
Goodbye.
It's time for Metropolitan's One account.
Oh, I hate driving in the rain.
Oh, really? Never bothers me.
No. Oh, the roads get so slippery.
Sounds like you need decent tyres.
Yeah? Like what?
Michelin's.
Oh, I think I'd rather save the money.
Well, it depends on what you value most, I guess.
Why don't we take your car to pick up the kids?
I think we'd better.
Michelin, because so much is riding on your tyres.
Straight away, and they've done it. Wally Lewis in to score from the base of the scrum. Here it is, he's dummy to Curry, off on his own, straight through, and thank you very much. Queensland are straight back at 6 points to 4.
And we see New South Wales defence standing and looking at Wally. He did it beautifully on that occasion, and he had also Langer outside calling. And look at Pearce. Now, Curry, he dummied to Curry. He also had Langer on the inside back further. He took it, and isn't Pearce dressing these New South Wales blokes down? There he is. He's just finished giving them a nice haranguing.
Well, one fellow they don't like scoring tries against them is Lewis, and he showed them the ball, and they went straight across the try line. Here's Belcher. Hits it up and over. 6 points, all is the score, and there's 7 minutes gone in the first half of what is a free-flowing game. So back for the restart, Andrew Slack, just what Queensland had to do, hit back immediately.
Well, I thought that try of New South Wales would galvanise Queensland into action. I didn't think it'd galvanise them quite so quickly, but that's a great start. I think we'll see the defence from both sides now tighten up. They realise they're in state of origin stuff, and there's no room to let either players from either side run. So I think we'll start to see some hard hits now.
Oh, Bella with a big run, but Wayne Pearce is tackling his heart out tonight. He doesn't want to be the first skipper to go down 3-0 in a series as Backo puts it down. Hanson will dive on it.
Pressure on Queensland immediately here.
New South Wales have possession outside the 22. Hasler combines with Lyons and O'Connor, and Eddinghausen can't get past Curry and McIndoe. What a start to the match. 2 tries in the first 6 minutes of the game. 6-all the score. New South Wales 10 metres short of the 22. Roach. Oh, Pearce again. Pearce. Great run from Wayne Pearce, having a blinder in the early stages. Here's Elias off from dummy half. Now to Eddinghausen inside. Eddinghausen's only about 6 metres out from the line. The last tackle coming up.
And Langer down in back play.
O'Connor chips ahead. Belcher will tidy up. He's got no hope of running it out. And so Queensland will drop out from underneath the sticks. Alan Langer's getting to his feet at about the 22.
We saw Roach start that New South Wales rush. Pearce coming off him as we're watching the replay of Belcher getting into a lot of trouble there, but playing it safe. But Roach being allowed to stand in his tackle and unload the ball. Must stop that.
There's the dropout. Lines. Runs it across field, linking up with Jack. He dummies, and he's still going. He hasn't made an ounce of ground, but he might have created a half gap. He hasn't. Ran 40 metres, made half a metre. Queensland offside. And this will be 2 points for the taking. In front of the post, 27 metres out from the line.
Here's the replay, and Queensland, yes. Canescu well up inside the 5. And this is the area that Queensland have to watch. O'Connor, marvellous kicker, and he'll just keep banging them over and adding those 2 points if our fellas don't show some sort of, well, control over themselves.
Well, Michael O'Connor has so far scored with that goal in the first couple of seconds. He scored 103 points in State of Origin football. Trails Mel Meninga, the record holder, at 109 by only 6. It might be only 4 after this kick. That's up and over. O'Connor kicks the goal. New South Wales leads by 8 points to 6. And that takes O'Connor to 105 points in State of Origin football. And that's made up of 9 tries and 34 goals. And he trails Mel Meninga by only 4 points. So 8 to 6. The defence not as tight in this match, Mick, as we've seen in the 2 previous encounters.
Not at all by both sides. And you can see that, well, for Queensland, it doesn't have as much importance, although I suppose the players want to win 3, but they want to do it as easy as they can.
Roach met by Backo, spinning out of the tackle, almost to the 22. Elias, Hanson. Big occasion for Steve Hanson from North Sydney. State of Origin debut. In at the expense of Phil Daly. Elias, the kicker. The chase is on. That was clever work from Belcher. The crowd oohing and ahhing and think he deliberately missed it, but Belcher knew it was a dicey one. He got his hands out of the road, slowed the speed of the ball and took it. And New South Wales went back 3 metres in that play. The ball as we go to Andrew.
Well, Queensland have got a bit of a problem at the moment in that halfback, Alan Lang, has got a slight limp. He's injured his left knee, but it's more of a cork rather than a twist of a ligament or anything like that. So it's not too serious, but it should take him 5 or 10 minutes for it to get back to normal. A very cold evening here will make things a bit worse, but carrying a limp at the moment. Hopefully he'll get over that shortly.
So Queensland are inside New South Wales territory with Bella. O'Connor and Pearce the tacklers. This will be for Backo. New South Wales forwards getting up a lot quicker. In fact, it was actually O'Connor that's affected both tackles so far, as Fullerton Smith runs at about 5 metres short of the quarter. Canescu a dummy half to organise things around the ruck, and we'll see how Langer's leg is at the moment. Not convincing, he went down.
He could have let that ball go on that occasion. He'd stood them up, done the work.
Curry, no chance. McGaw's got him. That was sloppy play. And Queensland forced back about 10 metres in the play of the ball. Jackson. Oh, it's ricochet. How's the bounce? Oh, it's favoured Elias. McIndoe should get him. McIndoe tackles Elias on the 22. Now it's play the ball, New South Wales, with Hanson. Canescu's got in the road. Hanson, tackled by Lindner. Queensland regroup, New South Wales on the boil, with Langmack now away to Hasler and Lyons. Jack caught from behind. Oh, numbers, McGaw, Ferguson, try New South Wales. Ferguson in to score. New South Wales lead by 12 points to 6.
And that all came from a bad kick from Peter Jackson. Didn't get it away cleanly, a knockdown, and then we see New South Wales going on with it, with Gary Jack ended up getting the ball. There's Lyons, a long one to Gary Jack, and he's a hard man to control. With cover defence, but still didn't put him on the ground. Pass got away, and Ferguson said thank you, and he wasn't content to just run over the line. He was going to try and run round and put it as far around as he could. That's confidence for you.
Well, the try really started from the sloppy pass when Queensland were in possession outside the New South Wales 22. The pass was a nobody, which Curry had to tidy up. Queensland then were under pressure. Jackson had to kick the hell out of it. The ricochet favoured Elias. He was on the spot. And so New South Wales do it correctly, and they lead by 12 to 6. O'Connor just in from touch. And he's just missed it. So New South Wales lead Queensland by 12 points to 6. 14 minutes gone in the first half. As Queensland comes to restart, we'll go down to Andrew Slade.
Well, Queensland coach Wayne Bennett will be wanting much more commitment in defence and moving up quickly from his front six. That's the problem at the moment. It's giving the Haslers and Lyons of this world, who love that extra half-metre room to pass. Lyons created that try with a long pass to Jack and then superb support. But if the Queensland pack don't put the men on the ground, I think Queensland will really struggle out wide this evening.
So Pearce is tackled outside the 22, and it goes to Roach. And Canescu and Bella eventually wrestle the big fellow to the ground. That's for McIndoe. New South Wales are offside, so McIndoe can take all the time he likes. And Eddinghausen and O'Connor are going to throw him into touch.
And that's a mistake from McGaw. He shouldn't have gone that way at all. He knows it himself. Doesn't need me to make a comment about it.
Well,
McIndoe was in trouble from the moment he picked that ball up and went the wrong way.
I suppose you thought there was no way they could drag him that far. So now New South Wales come up with a loose head and feet. Midway between the quarter and the 22. Inside Queensland territory, Canescu's just coming back into play. He's groggy. O'Connor can't get past Curry, and Lewis also there to help. Langmack keeping it. This is where New South Wales are dangerous. Broken play, and Hasler's beaten Canescu. He can't beat Langer, but he's got the pass to Pearce. New South Wales been able to stand in the tackles and offload the ball. Lyons. McGaw straight through. Oh, here's trouble, O'Connor. He's thrown it on the ground. It's picked up. Here's Jack in cover. Belcher kicks ahead. There's too many blue jerseys. There's 4-1, and Gary Jack will save the day. So fluctuating circumstances, and Ferguson runs it away. But New South Wales so close to scoring, and then Belcher getting Queensland out of trouble on an attacking position. But the cover from New South Wales was 4-1, Mick.
They came back to support Jack at 100 miles an hour. Belcher knew he didn't have the speed, so to continue the pressure, put the short kick in. Couldn't do much else unless he got tackled, and that would have been 30, 40 metres back.
So New South Wales take it outside their own 22.
And there you see a golden example of Queensland not going up in this straight line of defence. If they don't go up, they've had it.
Now Lyons with the boot over towards McIndoe. And he's picked it up well. And this time he won't go into touch. He goes to ground just short of the halfway mark. 12 points to 6 is the lead for New South Wales. As Belcher goes to ground about midfield. So Queensland make it to the halfway. Andrew Slack, they're doing it a bit tough in the middle.
Yes, well, I'm surprised at the commitment of New South Wales. I really thought the Daly incident would affect them, but unlike the first two matches, they've got chasers for their kicks. There were 5 people to swamp McIndoe then. In the first 2 games, following kicks, maybe 1 or 2. So, though their minds are on the job, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, that's a gem from Lewis. That couldn't have pitched more than about, third of a metre in from the touchline.
Oh, it was a superb kick. And that, there he is on the replay, worth looking at. No chance out. Look at it. 2 or 3 metres out, 4 metres out. Queensland, a chance to keep pressure on New South Wales, even though they have the feed.
So eventually we'll have Hasler to feed and come up with it. And Lewis and Vortner will tackle the New South Wales half-back about 8 metres out from his line. Lines, they're prepared to run at New South Wales, even near their own try line. Gary Jack's tackled by Curry. Now Lines, that's well picked up by McGaw. It looks as though New South Wales are going to try and break Queensland up, Mick. They're going to throw the ball all over the place.
Well, we're giving them the opportunity to do that, you see, because that defence that Andrew Slack was talking about is not going up. Look at this, 1 up. Bob Lindner going up on his own to chase. Not good enough.
McIndoe held on to by the New South Wales defence.
And McIndoe not confident enough to have a go and run on the outside of them now, and he had plenty of room to try that.
Kilroy.
He's limping, McIndoe, in the background.
Now Bella. Queensland are going to need some big stuff from Bella and Bacco again tonight. And here's the test prop, but he's well tackled, Sam Bacco. Underneath was Hansen. Well, he hasn't played the ball properly.
Well, that's what Mr. McCallum said, but I tell you, watch his foot touch the ball.
No, it didn't.
No, I thought it did.
So Queensland make a silly mistake. Bacco not playing the ball. New South Wales get the penalty.
And I must say this, Andrew Slack, this is the type of position New South Wales seems to be enjoying this evening, taking the penalty and then getting their backs really rolling.
Yes, well, as I said, Lyons has been given room and he's so dangerous in that position. But he's made a mistake there. But the problem with Queensland at this moment is sloppiness, as was evidenced by that silly play the ball from Sam Bacco. They've really got to start to get their minds on the jobs or New South Wales will run away with it.
What about the word commitment?
Yes, well, I think Wayne Bennett will have the toughest half-time talk he's had for a while.
And we're at the halfway stage in the first half, is now with Bella. He's tackled by Hasler. Now with Canescu, and it goes to Langer. What's he going to do? He finds Lewis. Lewis on his own. Oh, he's hit pretty high in the tackle, but he's got it back to Belcher. Thrown on the ground. Bella will have to tidy up. Last one coming up. Queensland in a huddle. Who wants it? Langer puts it up. Now this will bounce. No, it doesn't. Oh, good work, Andrew Eddinghausen. And with space. That was brilliant work, Eddinghausen. I didn't think he could possibly get to that ball, but he got into overdrive in the last couple of metres. And now McGaw gets tackled, and the ball being spread all over the Sydney Sports Stadium, which is suiting New South Wales down to the ground. Roach. Strong run from the test discard. Maybe mightn't be after tonight. Lines. Kilroy's not home. Either is Belcher. And Kilroy does great work. And he beats Ferguson. There's cover coming. He's still going, Kilroy. Stays in the field of play. That's a good run.
Oh, that was a great, strong run. He kept his cool, did Joe Cool. Didn't get into trouble. Oh!
This will be play on. Curry. The intercept almost there. So inside New South Wales territory is where Bacco runs it. And he's got the pass to Fulton Smith. It's been knocked down. He's lost it. And Langer will end up tackling Elias.
I thought that Fulton Smith was tackled without the ball on that occasion.
I think McCallum thought it was borderline. He let it go, and Steve Hansen settles the ruck 10 metres outside the New South Wales quarter. Elias away to Hasler. And Lyons. Danger man running. He'll link up with someone in a moment, Pearce, but they don't have the numbers. Cliffy Lyons doing a lot of running with the ball. And New South Wales now make a mess of things. Elias will just have to take the tackle.
Queensland not taking full advantage of that. They should have been up and hammering them.
Now Lyons. McIndoe. Let's see if he puts on a bit of zip here. Oh, that's a heavy hit from Folkes. Belcher. Nowhere to go there. Roach has got hold of him. He'll stand in the tackle and play it. Bella to the halfway. In goes the swinging arm of Hansen.
On his club, mate.
Canescu and Langer. Lewis. They get hold of him, and don't the New South Wales crowd love it when Wally Lewis is wrapped up. Now Langer. Fullerton Smith's dropped it. The pass was no good in the first place. And Alan Langer has been very quiet, Mick, again tonight.
Oh, I wouldn't rubbish him yet. He's been playing behind a pack that's coming backwards, and it makes it very difficult if those boys start going forward. And Bacco's been extremely quiet this evening.
Hasler, tackled by Fullerton Smith. He got out of the scrum in a big hurry. New South Wales running it now with their backs. Here's McGaw. He's turned it to Jack, and Jack's found space. Lines. They got numbers out wide. Hasler inside to Eddinghausen. It's touched. That'll be play on, folks. Langmack. He's only a metre out. New South Wales on the boil. Eddinghausen from dummy half, across to Elias, and now Lyons. And then it's given away to Hansen, who's untouched underneath the post. And it's all New South Wales at the moment. They're carving Queensland to pieces. Hansen under the sticks. New South Wales leads 16-6.
Well, what can you say? Queensland going backwards, but I tell you, New South Wales like a blue wall. They're everywhere, and the man with the ball, Lyons, they're allowing him to do all sorts of things. Stand up and put a front rower through a gap like that. That is awful. Should not be allowed to happen. And our defence is non-existent in a straight line. Andrew Slack.
Well, I think there'd be some reference at half-time to the fact that there's a few members in the Queensland pack are in that Australian side, and unless they start to improve, they won't be in it for much longer. A fairly pathetic defensive effort so far.
O'Connor adds the extras, and New South Wales now leads by 18 points to 6.
Goodbyes are so hard. I want you to know it's not your fault. It's just that I need something else now. Well, I talked to Metropolitan. They said sure they'd give me a personal loan, and their rates are just as good as the banks. Gee, I didn't think it'd be so quick. I want you to know, Arthur, you'll always have a place in my heart.
Your new car keys, miss.
Oh, thank you.
When you know it's time to change, it's time for a Metropolitan personal loan.
Mum, can I eat? I've got to go soon. Sure, darling, take a seat. Hi, Mum. When's dinner?
As soon as you clean up.
Am I too late? I forgot to eat lunch.
Kitchen's closed. But seeing you're a regular customer.
Do you sometimes feel you're running a restaurant instead of a family meal?
Gotta go.
If you have a daytime job as well as a nighttime job, you'll manage even better.
Food must be good here. Even the chef eats it.
If you take shortcuts.
Gary Belcher tackled about 5 metres short of the halfway mark. McIndoe through to Curry, back to McIndoe. And he's lost the ball.
McIndoe not running with any thrust or vigour tonight. Not good at all.
Andrew, do you detect whether McIndoe's injured or not from down there?
Doesn't seem to be too bad. I find his gait a bit peculiar at the best of times, but every time he's got the ball, he's been swamped by about 3 or 4 defenders. So whether he's picked up a cork or some problem, just can't tell at the moment.
So New South Wales quickly spin the ball across to O'Connor with room. And he's beaten Jackson. He brings Ferguson on the inside. And Lewis will come across and cover.
Superb cover from Wally Lewis. Oh, dear me. Jackson's getting a lesson in football tonight from O'Connor.
Well, maybe Jackson isn't as fit as what he likes to think he is. Pearce hit by Bacco. That's better defence. Jackson under a cloud, in fact, was very doubtful till this morning's training session, and that just might have been an example why. Now it's for Hasler, and Lyons, and Jack. And that's better tackling from Jackson, and Queensland will come up with the ball. It's now Kilroy to play it to Fullerton Smith.
And Gary Jack didn't like it either. That was a good type of tackle. That's what Jackson has to come up with all night.
So at the halfway mark, Queensland looking a bit pedestrian. Backo runs into Elias. Now it's gone to Lindner. Bobby Lindner to Alan Langer, and he will score. Alan Langer's over. Hasler couldn't get him, and Backo's decided to get on with the game, and that's what happens. Langer in to score, and Queensland desperately needed that try. New South Wales lead 18 points to 10.
Beautiful short pass from Backo, and that's what he's got to do. Big Sam, watch this. Here he goes, takes on the defence, and here comes Lindner flying. And who's backing up? Well, I tell you what, he doesn't look as though he's got tonsillitis or any sort of itis there, just speeditis.
So Queensland with Backo beating Elias, what you'd expect Backo to take on Elias and beat him. Lindner looming up in support and setting Langer with a clear run to the post. He had to zip away here at an angle because Hasler was coming. Hasler got to him, but no momentum with Hasler. And Langer over to score. 18 to 10, Gary Belcher to try and add the extras. Belcher kicks it, it looks all right. It's over. New South Wales now lead by 18 points to 12, and there's 11 minutes to half-time. Andrew Slack, I guess that was one try that Queensland did need in a big hurry.
Well, to say it was needed was the understatement of the century, Alan, but while Belcher was taking that conversion attempt, Greg Konescu, the hooker's gone to the head bin. He got a knock at the back of the neck, and Dr. Keith Woodhead's taken him to the dressing shed. Trevor Gilmeister, wearing 15, is on the field in his place. Kilroy
running it outside the 22. He makes good ground of about 7 or 8 metres. Vaughton running at Elias.
That's more like it from Vaughton. If we want more of that.
Bella, Martin Bella. Now to Lewis. How's the bounce? It's on the full. Missed by a whisker. And New South Wales love it. Wally can't believe it. He's made a mistake.
Well, he was under a lot of pressure there, and it was only out by half a metre. He's playing pretty sound football, Wally Lewis, tonight. Although Lyons is running all over the paddock, it's only because they're standing deep. And it seems to me, Andrew Slack, that this Hasler seems to give this back line of New South Wales much more room to move.
So it's Langmack. About 8 metres inside New South Wales territory. Now Roach. He's wrong-footed. Gilmister. He's got rid of Langer. He gets the Vaughton and Bella. Good run from big Steve Roach. New South Wales edging down towards that Queensland 22. O'Connor can't get the pass away. He's tackled by Fullerton, Smith and Lindner. Lindner started to inject himself a little bit more in the game. Pearce, that's Lindner on Pearce again. That's another good tackle.
Oh, that's better from Lindner. Now they're starting to warm up a bit, Queensland. They're not going to... Oh,
O'Connor is given to Elias, who's done a Bobby Charlton. And that's picked up by Gary Belcher. And with a bit of room, he gets to O'Connor, and over comes Langmack, and they put him to ground.
Where Elias started it.
Fullerton Smith.
No good that. Too flat, Wally Fullerton Smith. Should be steaming onto it.
Bella through the gap. Gee, he almost had his hands free. Needed a runner. Now Lewis. Jackson. Ball gone loose. New South Wales with it with Lyons. He's tackled by Curry. One of the most offensive backs in the business, and Lewis and Curry get hold of Ferguson. Elias for Roach or Hansen. Hansen's 10 metres inside New South Wales territory. Now it's Hasler setting up Roach out wide. He's trying to get the arm tree as the big fellow. He's tackled by Linder and Fullerton Smith. But here's Elias. There's no one home. That's going to go over the... It won't go dead. Belcher's going to have to fly and get this out of here. Oh, that's a great tackle from Wayne Pearce, but Belcher somehow has stayed in the field of play. But that's vintage Pearce. That shades of kangaroo stuff from Pearce.
Well, he's had a bit of a spell, and he's had the pressure put on him. He's got to play football to get back in there and not idle. He's definitely not idling tonight.
Bella. Working hard, Martin Bella. He's taking the ball up at every opportunity, and now it's for Bacco. And he's into space, Bacco. Where's the support?
It was coming. Lewis was right on his hammer.
Langer's off with a chip, and that's straight into the hands of Folks. Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't far away from being a gem, because if that just cleared Folks' head, Langer would have been in the clear except for Jack. And now New South Wales test Queensland's defence. They didn't have to test it very much. They've coughed up the ball. And Bacco will be tackled. No, he won't. It'll go to Lewis. And Lewis will be tackled 10 metres inside his own territory. And Bacco's down in back play. Langer for Vaughton. Or Roach going with an arm or a hand. Gilmister goes to dummy half. And things are getting just a little bit more heated out there. That's going to be for Eddinghausen. And he can't get away from McIndoe, and underneath was Langer. Let's have a look at the clock. 6 minutes to the break. 18 points to 12, New South Wales lead, and Jack's been able to run and give it to O'Connor. And O'Connor's going to go into touch. He's thrown a risky one, but New South Wales are going to throw it everywhere. Magor, tackled by Lewis. Ferguson's knocked it on, and that was good work from Lewis. He put Magor under pressure. And New South Wales prepared to risk everything and throw it.
Well, of course, they have nothing to lose. And Andrew Slack, they seem as though they're going to do anything to spread it to the fast men on the flanks.
Yes, well, as I say earlier on, nothing to lose. They want to entertain, and the best way to entertain is to fling the ball about. Greg Konescu's returned to the field now. Dr. Woodhead believes that he's fine. No problem with the head. Trevor Gilmeister taking a rest.
So Langer to feed the tunnel and come up with a ball. Now Belcher's acted as the 5'8", and Curry is now tackled by Cliff Lyons. So Queensland are 8 metres outside the New South Wales 22. Jackson. Oh, this is sloppy play. Oh,
that was a bad bit of play from Jackson. Nothing short of just horrible play. You either settle it and take it, but you don't give a bloke the dump like that.
Bella settles it outside the 22. Now Langer over to Lewis, and he's got the pass to Jackson. He's dropped it. That'll be New South Wales ball with Ferguson. And then a penalty.
Jackson holding the man back. Poor Peter Jackson. He's having a bit of a horror night tonight. Andrew Slack, nothing seems to be going right. He was put into a gap beautifully there by Wally Lewis and blew it.
Well, just speaking to Gene Miles, Michael, he's not sure that Jacko's shoulder's 100% fit. Certainly by the way he's going into it tonight, you'd have to think there's a small problem there.
His shoulder or his hip, or both?
Well, Gino reckons it's his shoulder.
Pierce, I think he had a little bit of a hip problem, but his major one this morning was his shoulder, Jackson. Hanson running at the Queensland defence, and at the halfway mark he goes to ground. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Queensland wouldn't want to let the Blues in again before the break. O'Connor, Ferguson, Kilroy's got him, slowed him up, overcame Fullerton Smith. New South Wales outside the Queensland 22. And they move it again with Lyons. The pivot man now for Langmack. He's pushed off Vaughton and Folks, and there's Hasler. That was a borderline pass, but Hasler takes it to the 22. He'll play it to Elias. And here's Lyons again. Picks up O'Connor. Lewis has got him. Oh, Eddinghausen takes a gem. Good hands, Eddinghausen. Lyons has come up with it. And this should be Belcher's ball. He'll go to ground. About 8 metres out from the line. Andrew Eddinghausen displaying great hands tonight.
Well, that was a bit of brilliant stuff and a bit of sloppy stuff and then brilliant stuff again.
Curry dropping it. Oh, bad mistake. New South Wales, the loose head and feed 12 metres out from the line in front of the post. Peter Sterling not playing tonight, but I'm sure he'd be happy with the result. This is a vital 2 minutes 50 seconds for Queensland. At 18-12, they've got a big chance in the second half. They've won one against the feed. Well, that was good work from Canescu. And that was one they desperately needed. Now with Vaughton, they have to hold the ball.
It wasn't just desperate. They were in heaps of diabolicals.
Bella. The way New South Wales are playing, Mick, I doubt whether Queensland could have held them out for 6 tackles from where they were. Backo.
Well, on the other hand, the way Queensland are defending, we mightn't have been able to hold them out.
Lewis getting rid of that. Now, McIndoe's flashing up and he's onside. And Eddinghausen takes the tackle.
Not good defence from McIndoe. He rushed up. I suppose he was going for the big kill, but it's better to ease up. Oh!
There's a bad mistake. So now Queensland with a big chance. 2 minutes to the break. Loose head and feed in the just outside the New South Wales 22.
Yes, Ferguson putting that one down. Not good. Had room, had everything.
Langer picks it up. Runs into Hasler. And Hasler drags him back about 3 metres with the help of Gary Jack. Can Queensland get over before the half-time break? Belcher. Inside the 22, Gary Belcher's tackled. There's a minute 20 seconds to go. New South Wales in front. Paul Vaughton losing it in the tackle, and that's also a double knock-on. New South Wales lead 18-12.
It's rather strange. Some referees let that pulling out of the hand go. Other referees give a penalty. I just wish they'd just let it go.
Langer feeds. Lewis couldn't get his hands free. Queensland only about 13 metres out from the line. 50 seconds to half-time. Can they get over before the break as Lindner runs it hard at the New South Wales defence? Canescu goes to dummy half. Backo. Backo. Oh, he's only 5 metres out. 30 seconds to half-time. Jackson. Jackson about 5 metres out. Lewis might run himself from dummy half. Will he test his strength? He does. He does. If this is a try, Backo, he's in. Lewis has created it again. He went from dummy half. There's 17 seconds on the clock. Backo's in to score beside the post, and that could really set Queensland alive in the second half. New South Wales lead 18-16.
Oh, beautiful stuff. Wally Lewis, a real gem. Watch this. He's in trouble. 1, 2, 3. 3 defenders, and he pulls them all in. And Backo can't believe it. He says, I'm going to score a soft try against New South Wales. Watch it again closely. Look at Wally. Opened up the heart, opened up the breast cage, didn't worry about getting hit. Just get that man into a better position. Not just better, it was beautiful.
Well, Lewis is the man that's created everything here tonight for Queensland. Well, except for Backo. Backo created the try for Langer. And now Lewis has created one for him, and Lewis scored the first one himself.
And you could see Pearce going off there again. He was saying, fancy letting him in right now.
18-16. Is it 18 all at half-time? It is. Belcher adds the extras, and it's 18 points all going into the half-time break as we go to Andrew Slack.
Well, I'm with Gene Miles. Gene, how important was that try?
Yeah, very important, Andrews. You know, coming at that time when we're down 18-12, and you know, I think both sides are feeling the effects of playing on the weekend, and that's probably why the game's been so open, and you know, both sides have scored 18 points.
What's the crucial thing for Queensland to do in this second half?
Well, I think we've got to get our big guys going forward a little bit more, and then maybe swinging the ball out wide, but I think that's our major concern at the moment.
Peter Jackson doesn't seem to be 100% fit. How was he as he went into the game?
Well, he trained okay this morning. He had physio again after training, and he has got 2 problems. He's got a hip injury and also a shoulder injury, but it seems to be the shoulder that's giving him a fair bit of trouble at the moment with his tackling on that left shoulder.
Okay, thank you, Gene. Well, we'll see what happens to break that 18-all deadlock. We'll be back after this break.
.30 Wednesday, a gang war breaks out in downtown, and when a friend of Terry's is killed...
You know who it was?
We're working out.
The whole team gets in on the act.
We were just trying to help. Spare me that in the future, okay?
Gangs are nothing but bloodsuckers. Choose, Terry. It's up to you.
It's new, exciting, it's downtown.
Just who do you think you are? I'm the absolute last person you ever want to mess with.
The action's hot when Flashdance Michael Nuri teams with Mariska Hargitay.
Well, I guess you really do care, huh?
7:30 Wednesday on 9.
The Eiffel Tower, Paris. They go together like Dad and Dave. You know, every great city has a building or structure that it's famous for and proud of. Would you believe over 4 million tourists a year come and see this one? And I don't have to tell you where this lady belongs. Great city? Sure is. And she's a great symbol. Well, I reckon it's about time we gave the world something to look up to. But not just a symbol, it's a fantastic opportunity. An opportunity to create up to 4,000 jobs for starters. An opportunity to attract over 1 million tourists a year. And that'll be good for business. An opportunity to have one of the best high hotels in the world. And that's a promise. All this in one spectacular building, Brisbane Central. It's an opportunity to put Brisbane up where it belongs. Great city, great opportunity. Do you reckon we can do it? There's somewhere we belong. There's so much to share. So how much we care. Let's lift us up where we belong. Let's make Brisbane grow. So the whole world knows. Let's lift us up where Brisbane Central, up where we belong.
Feeling hungry?
Seafood, kebabs.
Or pasta?
Or Asian.
Take away or sitting down. Queen Street, the best choice in town.
Or sandwiches. A fruit salad. Or a casserole. Or a hot dog. Or a hamburger.
Queen Street Eat in the Maya Centre gives you the best choice in town for breakfast, lunch or dinner.
Take away or sitting down. Queen Street, eat the best choice in town.
Ready to go?
Problems like this call for an original solution. Now, this bloke's got common sense. You can tell by his strides and shirt. The original Australian King G drill, made for people who don't mess around. Good fit and down to earth. They don't try to look good, so they do. The original King G drill, made for people who don't mess around.
Welcome back, and Queensland doing a fantastic job late in the second half to fight back. 18 all at half-time. Let's have a look at the facts and figures as they stand on the match so far. Penalties 4-1 in favour of New South Wales. The scrums 5-4 to the Blues. Tries 3 apiece, goals 3 apiece. The scoreline 18 all at half-time. Have been some memorable hits out there at the Sydney Football Stadium in this third State of Origin. Let's have a look at the tackle count as it stands. Canescu 13, Curry 11, Lindner 10 and Vorton 9 for Queensland, and for New South Wales, Folkes has 14 tackles. His Canterbury teammate Paul Langmack 13. Ben Elias and Wayne Pearce, the Balmain connection, both have 11, so plenty of hits in the first half. And it has been a great football half, and 36 points scored. Let's have a look at the highlights of the first half of the third State of Origin match.
The O'Connors and the Jacksons of the teams have to play well.
Gary Jack, here's Belcher, and the cover came from Vorton. Gary Jack, a big run into space, folks, from dummy half, across the lines. He's got to link up with somebody. He's found Langmack. The pass has gone to Pearce, and that's a try. New South Wales are in to score. Gary Jack started it. The Blues continued it on. They did what Queensland didn't do, McVeevers. They supported the ball carrier. Now, how's he ruled that? It's ruled a knock-on by Andrew Eddinghausen.
Here's the replay, and there's no doubt about it. The ball travelled forward. This New South Wales crowd not happy as we win the scrum.
Now it's with Lewis. On his own, Wally Lewis to score! Oh, he's left them dumbfounded. Lewis showed them the ball, and he has absolutely walked through the New South Wales defence. Jack caught from behind. Oh, numbers, McGaw, Ferguson, try New South Wales. Ferguson in to score. New South Wales lead by 12 points to 6. Eddinghausen from dummy half, across to Elias, and now Lines. And then it's given away to Hanson, who's untouched underneath the post. And it's all New South Wales at the moment. They're carving Queensland to pieces. Runs into Elias. Now it's gone to Lindner. Bobby Lindner to Alan Langer. And he will score. Alan Langer's over. Hasler couldn't get him. And Bacco's decided to get on with the game. And that's what happens. Will he test his strength? He does. He does. And this is a try. Bacco, he's in. Lewis has created it again. He went from dummy half. There's 17 seconds on the clock. Bacco's in to score beside the post.
And Belcher successful with the conversion, so 18 all at half-time. 40 minutes of football still to come. But the Australian selectors sit down tonight to name the team for the second test against Great Britain. That, of course, is on the 28th, next Tuesday night at Lang Park. Australia up against Great Britain. Our full replay from 9:30 p.m. But we've got 40 minutes of football remaining in the third state of origin. That'll be coming up the second half after this break.
21:47. Power on. One-man fought machine and machine won. A captivating television burst.
You got 30 seconds. Move it.
Captain Power and the soldiers of the future
Must be stopped.
A new breed of warrior who together form the most powerful fighting force in Earth's history.
I'm closing in on Dredd.
Transforming Friday nights into a vision of the future. Captain Power and the soldiers of the future premieres Friday 7:30 on Live.
If you're impressed with Expo, look behind the scenes and you'll be amazed. Queensland has one of the most dynamic economies in the Asia-Pacific region, with almost a quarter of Australia's exports from only 1/6 of the population. Queensland's economic growth since 1976 is up 41%. Australia's average is just 33%. Our job creation is almost 27%. The national average is just over 17%. And our population growth is about double the Australian average.
What really sets Queensland apart is our approach to business. We were the only state with the entrepreneurial confidence to stage World Expo 88. Now we're taking the lead again with a joint state government-private enterprise effort to build the world's first commercial spaceport in far north Queensland, potentially Australia's biggest ever project. The Queensland government gets on with business.
The World Expo 88 Business Visitors Program proves it. A unique state government private enterprise joint effort. It's designed to give you instant, easy contact with the business leaders with most potential for your company. The Business Visitors Program is the only phone number you need to know to find out more about doing better business here. Look at the economy around you and call right away.
You'll find Expo is just the start of what Queensland has to offer.
No one's far from anyone anymore. Giorgio, telefono! C'è la chiamata! Sì, te lo passo.
Pronto, Francesco.
OTC.
Doctor, Chicago's on the line.
Doctor, we have 12 hours to confirm a compatible donor.
All right, we can probably get back to you on that in an hour.
Mayday! 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 No one's far from anyone anymore.
Romeo Echo Star, this is Sydney Radio. Please confirm position.
No one's far from anyone anymore.
Every picture, every message to and from Australia travels via OTC.
OTC.
Oh, congratulations.
No one's far from anyone anymore. The world is closer now with OTC. OTC.
The Queenslanders doing a great job, down 18-6 just before half-time, then a couple of late tries, 18 all at the break. Play about to resume. Let's go down to the Sydney Football Stadium and rejoin Alan Thomas.
New South Wales first back on the paddock, and what a sensational second half we've got coming up, Mick Beavers.
Oh, this is one of the better state of origins we've seen. They're throwing it around both teams, and Andrew Slack, it's really brilliant stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's really picked up the last 20 minutes, certainly from a Queensland point of view. But I think the fact that so many tries were scored in the first half, both coaches will have emphasised the fact that they need to go up in defence. They can still throw that ball around, but I think if we can get more of that front-on hits from the front rowers and second rowers, we're going to see a real game of rugby league in the second half.
Wally Lewis leads the Maroons out for the second stanza. Mick, I'm just wondering, in the second half, after Queensland had trailed in the first half, they got back to 18 all, 17 seconds before half-time. I mean, psychologically, that's got to knock New South Wales. Wonder if New South Wales have got the secret weapon up their sleeve with Noel Cleal in a running open game to come on a bit later.
Well, it's this type of football suits Cleal, as we see Roach ready to go on with it. I tell you, the turning point of the match came when the hooker Kanescu won that scrum against the head. It was absolutely important. It was almost imperative he win that scrum, and he did, and that turned it around, because if New South Wales had scored then, we're in trouble.
Wayne Pearce having the best game of football I've seen him play at this level in a long, long time, and could easily be playing his way into the test team against Great Britain next Tuesday night at Lang Park. And Andrew Ettinghausen is the first man tackled in the second stanza. So as Pearce runs it out from the 22, we'll take this opportunity to go back to Andrew Slack.
I'm with Gene Miles. Gene, you're in the dressing set with the boys. What did Wayne Bennett have to say?
Well, he asked a few of the forwards for a special effort in defence, and we're going to use a kicking game now early in the tackle count to keep the pressure on New South Wales down in their quarter.
OK, mate, thank you. We appreciate you giving us your time. Back to you, Alan.
The man that knows what's happening in the dressing shed, Gene Miles. Oh, McIndoe's picked it up miraculously. He's tried to take on Ettinghausen and O'Connor, and McIndoe will be tackled 10 metres inside Queensland territory. Gary Belch is up from fullback.
Looked for support. There was none there.
Bella trying to get to the halfway. Now for Bacco. And he'll be tackled. A little bit slow motion the start of the second half. So Langer decides to move it. And Lewis runs into Pearce. And these two great players over the last 8 years or so meet each other on the turf of the sports stadium. Belcher, plenty of time. That's for Ferguson. Or Jack. It's for Jack. Oh, that's well taken, Gary Jack. Now they've given Ferguson room. He's got away from Kilroy. He's come inside at Fullerton Smith. He's got the pass to McGaw. He tries the wrong foot, Vaughton. But Vaughton will knock him to the ground. Ferguson with a bit of room to move. He can show what he can do. And now it's with Lyons setting up play. Turning the pass back inside towards Folkes. Elias for Roach. Oh, nice tackle from Vaughton. New South Wales, 18 all the score. The Blues with possession. Line, wrong foot's Lindner. Tries to get away from Bacco and Kanescu, and he's done it. Langer's got him. O'Connor's put it down. It's picked up by McIndoe. There's too much cover. Oh, he's kicked ahead. Oh, he's chosen the wrong option. He's recovered. That's gone into touch. New South Wales into touch. They're booing, but he put his shoulder on the chalk, Hanson.
McIndoe hardly received the ball, and that was probably the worst kick he's ever made in his life. As soon as he kicked it, he knew he shouldn't have done that. He did the next best thing.
So Lewis takes it up to the halfway mark. Now Belcher to Vaughton. And Paul Vaughton is tackled by Folkes, but he's got the pass to Curry. And Curry's well wrapped up by McGaw. Now it's Jackson from dummy half. And he'll be tackled. Only about 8 metres inside New South Wales territory. The shoulder will be well and truly tested in that tackle. Bella.
Injured New South Welshman in back play. Can't pick up who it is.
Now with Langer. Lewis. Vaughton will have to straighten it up. He's tackled by Pearce. So New South Wales defending as Queensland get down towards the quarter.
Lang Mack is injured for New South Wales.
Belcher.
We could see Cleal coming on a bit sooner. Here he is.
This could be the trump card for New South Wales as the Maroons turn over possession, and Pearce will run it towards the centre of the ground, and Noel Cleal to come on in a game which should suit the big fellow. Played wide and open with runners. Eddinghausen can't get past Curry.
Great cover defence from Lewis. When he hits them, they stay hit. Ball and all.
Folks, 8 metres short of the halfway, and there's been 5 minutes gone in the second half. Hasler. Roach. The big fellow back to Hasler. Linden's got him. No, he hasn't. Jackson's coming. No, he hasn't. Someone better get him. It'll be Belcher. New South Wales on the fly. Inside the 22 now with Lyons. Chipping ahead. McIndoe takes it. Does well. Goes to ground. New South Wales putting Queensland on the back foot.
McIndoe under pressure there, did very well indeed. I just feel that he's got that awkward run. Look at him, he's finished now. He limps back to the sideline.
Bella. 10 metres out from the line. New South Wales will desperately want to pin the Maroons down outside their own try line with Fullerton Smith. Canescu runs into Folkes. That's the end of the progress, and this is the last tackle.
And they went one out. Not good enough in Queensland.
So Lewis with a big kick. A huge kick. Almost to the 22, and it just won't run at a touch. Ferguson with room. Ferguson with room till Kilroy gets underneath him and puts him down. And Peter Jackson has missed another tackle. Normally a pretty solid defender. Oh, and he very gingerly on that left shoulder, Jackson. He's holding that arm.
Inside the 5, Queensland.
New South Wales on the halfway.
Greg McCallum having a very good game as a referee.
Be a dream game for a referee tonight, Mick, wouldn't it, with the ball just being cleared away from the ruck all the time. Andrew Slack.
Well, a game tailor-made for Noel Cleal. I'm surprised he hasn't come on. He got out of the bench, reserve bench, and warmed up, but went back to it. But as I speak, he walks out again. So I think we can imagine we'll see Noel Cleal within the next 5 minutes, and he's a man who'll have to be contained by Queensland.
Great work from Martin Bella to pick up the loose ball. Raced through like a fullback instead of a front rower, and it was desperation stuff from Bella. He dived on possession, and now Queensland have it with Canescu. So 10 metres inside New South Wales territory. Bella again. And how important will the next try be, Farmer?
Very, very important.
Canescu. Now to Lewis. Where are the runners?
No one coming up the middle. Wally pleaded with them to come up the middle.
Langer puts it up high. Jack will wait for it, and he'll take it as only Gary Jack can.
And they didn't put any pressure on Jack. None at all. No runners. Andrew Slack, there's where we're failing dismally.
No, certainly, but Gary Jack really got off the ground then. Just as he took that ball, I thought, what a wonderful footballer. He's got every skill a fullback needs.
And Queensland fall for the Elias dummy.
Not Wally Lewis.
Lyons. Pearce. Jackson will put him down with the help of Borton. Couple of New South Wales boys walking in back play. Now McGaw. Lyons. Here's a bit of room for New South Wales and Hanson. It's gone forward, and it's Queensland's possession with Curry. McIndoe at the halfway mark. 9 minutes gone in the second half, and 18 all is the score as Canescu goes to dummy half to Langer and then to Fullerton Smith. And Pearce once again in there like the tiger that he is at Balmain.
Wally Lewis called Fullerton Smith in there. Wasn't ready to go.
Belcher. Well covered by Elias. Curry. Where are the runners? There's Bacco. That's big stuff from Bacco. He's almost to the 22. That's what got him in the test side. Now Lewis, away to Langer. Chip ahead, regathers. It's gone to Jackson. Has he got the speed? Has he got it down? He has it to try. It's not a double movement. He rolled in the tackle. Try to Peter Jackson. Queensland hit the front 22-18.
Oh, gee whiz, Alan Langer worries me. He really worries me when he's about to take that short kick, but he seems to know what he's about. We see Wally. Here it is. He thought, what's the use of passing it? Took the little chip. Jackson backed up. Now you can see just how tentative Peter is there. Can't blame him. He's supposed to be fit when you get out there, but he thinks he's doing the best for Queensland. Look at this kick. They didn't touch him, and a lovely short pass.
And the ball not touching the ground. That's good work from Jackson. You couldn't see it from side on where we were. But O'Connor tried to get him ball and all, and he rolled over, the ball never touching the ground, and Jackson stretching out for the try. 22-18 with the kick to come. And I'd say Clear will be on here very, very shortly. Belcher hits it. So Queensland lead by 24 points to 18, the State of Origin from the Sports Stadium in Sydney.
I really think it's over, don't you?
Don't say that. I just think I can offer you a lot more than we discussed.
Well, can you give me interest on my check account?
Interest?
On daily balances?
We do have some very good savings accounts.
But the Metropolitan One account is a savings and check account in one. You're asking me to juggle between accounts.
Is there nothing I can say?
I don't think so.
When you know it's time to change,
Goodbye.
it's time for Metropolitan's One account.
Life for me is, you see, a view of the sparkling blue ocean. I could take a trip across the sea, but I know where I'd rather be. I'd rather be at Bayview Harbour. I'd rather be at Bayview Harbour. That's where I'd rather be.
So Queensland in possession after New South Wales threw a forward pass. Queensland won the scrum, and here's Vaughton to the halfway mark. Noel Clearlon for Paul Langmack.
Vaughton taking the wrong option there, and we have a man down injured.
Folks.
And he's not well at all.
McCallum stopping play immediately for Steve Folkes.
And I must say, I didn't see how that happened.
We're about to find out.
Oh, headbutt. That's what it was. He hit one of his...
Magore's head.
Magore's saying, he's hit my head, pointed to him. Well, here it is, head on again. Now, what's the headbutt? Bang. And that's... Didn't hurt...
Didn't hurt Magore.
No, I was going to say, Magore's... He's pretty tough, but it must have got him on the side of the chin there.
Alan McIndoe leaving the field. And his replacement, I don't know whether he's going off permanently or not. We might check that with Andrew Slack when we get a chance. There's Brett French lining up. So McIndoe off and French is on. So both coaches making replacements within 10 minutes of the second half.
Folks not feeling too well.
Don't blame him.
Oh no, that was a heavy knock. Oh, he's still groggy. He's gone.
Let's go to Andrew and find out what is happening on these injured players.
Well, Alan McIndoe also got a head knock. Got it early in the first half and has been a bit groggy ever since. He's now on the head, been replaced by Brett French, who's on this left wing, and Steve Folkes. I would doubt very much whether we'll see him again, and he's now just being replaced by North Sydney 5'8" Greg Florimo.
So Florimo and Cleal are on for New South Wales. Langmack and Folkes are off. For Queensland, it's McIndoe off and French on. So back to the action is where Bella again makes good ground. So now we're going to see some action. New South Wales are down by 6 points, and here's Bacco. That's reefed out of his hand again. Now Queensland will have to wake up to this. New South Wales are going to be doing this all through the second half and coming up with the ball. Florimo. They're going to have to learn to hang on to the leather. Hansen. And now that's Bacco's ball. That's fair enough. That's how McCallum's going to play the game.
And it's good to see Bacco wake up and take it on.
Now it's with Lindner.
New South Wales up very quickly there.
Canescu over towards Bella. And the big front rower has been taking it forward all night. Now Canescu away to Langer, and Lewis comes inside. Florimo has got hold of him. He's got it back to Jackson, who was able to stand. Now it's Langer, and that will be Roach's ball.
A bad pass from Langer.
Well, Queensland had the numbers out there, but he couldn't float the pass over the top. Good little Alan Langer. And now McGaw can't get away. He's tackled by Lewis in great cover defence. Now O'Connor giving it to Pearce. Vintage Wayne Pearce tonight. Playing for his pride and reputation, and he's done it in only the way he knows. And here's Cleal. The Crushers 10 metres inside Maroon territory. 24-18 is the score, and Queensland lead. Now Lyons holding it for nobody. He's flipped it over to Hanson, and the big front rower's off. Runs into Lindner and Jackson. He's able to stand in the tackle.
They're not afraid to try and flick it out, both sides.
Last tackle. And they could cough up possession. Lyons inside to Florimo. And Roach does a left foot kick. Lewis couldn't pick it up. Belcher will. And he's off for about a metre before Andrew Eddinghausen gets him. It's French. Queensland will have to hold the ball. They're only about 18 metres out from their own line. They have a 6-point lead. Kilroy's chased by Eddinghausen. Oh, Kilroy, strong run again. Clearland to finish him off. Bella again. Can't speak enough for this fellow tonight. All throughout the series, really, for Martin Bella. Lewis now with Jackson. Now Belcher. Has he run out of room? Well, Jackson had to take that miraculously, I think, on his sore shoulder. I think that's why that went to ground.
Wally not happy with them. And they could have played it much safer there. They probably thought they were away, but the cover was coming. Some sloppy passing.
So Hasler feeds. 24-18 is the score. 25 minutes remaining. Hasler feeds. Lines, Queensland come up. New South Wales held with the ball. That's better Queensland defence. McGaw had nothing to do here but just play it. And McGaw dropped that ball for mine. I'll have a look at the replay. I'd say McGaw just dropped it and got the penalty. I think he's Con McCallum. Let's have a look at a replay in a moment.
No, it was Jackson that did the pulling, not Wally Lewis.
I'm not convinced. But the penalty's been given, and New South Wales have got the ball just inside Queensland territory. New South Wales staring down the barrel of a 3-0 defeat, as they did to Queensland in '86. And Pearce is on the halfway mark. And now Hasler. And McGaw's gone without it. O'Connor will tidy up, and Lewis will get him.
Oh, Lewis is everywhere tonight. I can't speak highly enough of Wally. He's really leading by example.
Well, he's needed a big game tonight. The Broncos had a shocker here at the stadium the other night. He's playing in a losing team which got belted. He's been under pressure from the media over the State of Origin game at Lang Park. And he's come out tonight, Lewis, to show his class, to show why he's the Australian 5'8" and why he's the Australian captain. And so far he's done it, and Elias is going to come up with a ball. Queensland have got it. Elias contesting it, but Canescu will get it and play it.
Now there's an example of what Andrew Slack often talks about, Andrew, passing behind the player. It doesn't give him any advantage at all, does it?
No, and the last time New South Wales had the ball, they were guilty of that as well. And I'm just wondering if it's taking its toll, the fact that last weekend most of these players had games and now they're starting to feel a bit tired, the skill level drops.
Fullerton Smith, borderline pass, that one. Now Canescu, and he's tackled.
Bacco's getting a bit of, there he is, Bacco. I don't know what's wrong with Bacco, but oh, he's got a dislocation. That's what he's got.
This is the last tackle. Lewis is called for it and they decide to run it, but they can't hang on to the ball.
Well, it was the last tackle. How unfortunate.
Well, Bacco coming over. Now the touch judge, George Long, is in. Florimo is coming back off, and Folkes has gone back on. So Folkes has recovered from his head knock.
Florimo wouldn't be too happy about that, would he? Not that he's recovered from that, but coming off the field just when you're starting to warm up.
So Desi Hasler, chased by his club mate and Paul Borton, and he's put him down. The Manly connection. Now with Ferguson. He's run into Lindner, Fullerton, Smith and Borton, and that's the end of that. Roach.
Slowed down the play a little bit now.
One just gets the distinct impression, Mick, if Queensland can score another try, this game might be over, but New South Wales have got other ideas. Hasler.
Oh, they never give up the Blues.
Now it's with Elias, and Cleal will run. He pushes off Lindner. The big crusher. By golly, gives them plenty to think about.
You've got to go low on the crusher, go in hard.
Lyons puts it up high. It's not bad. Who wants it? That's touched by New South Wales, and Eddinghausen was in an offside position.
Oh, he was holding on. That's what he was doing.
We could have got him twice, before the ball landed and after.
Well, he got him before.
So Queensland have come up to relieve pressure.
And it does relieve the pressure. Queensland just slipping back into neutral a little bit here. Here it is. Wally Lewis held on to. No chance of getting the ball.
The Cleal's done it again to Bacco, and the New South Wales have got the ball with O'Connor. Bacco's going to have to learn to hold the ball. So New South Wales have got it now. Oh, Lewis has picked it up, and he's ruled that he's knocked it on.
Turned up. It was New South Wales that dropped it.
Touch judge in, George Long. Let's see what's happened here. Well, he's not taking it to heart. I think he's enjoying himself out there for a change.
Here it is. Watch the hit. And he says it came off Wally Lewis's arm. That's what he indicated. He might have been a smidgen right.
Hasler feeds. Now Lyons and McGaw. And here's Jack, but McGaw dummied. He's got the pass back to Lyons. Here he goes. Floppo over the top. Eddinghausen can't get past McIndoe, who's come back on the field.
And Conescu did a right royal job. On Lyons, it was a Lulu, and the touch judge hasn't come in, and no one's seen anything.
Here's Pearce. Borton will get him at the 22. New South Wales with a big show here. Queensland get back the 5. Now Roach will run it straight. Where are the runners? He's tackled by Lewis. Elias over to Hasler. Lyons. Hanson, what's he doing out there?
He's having a run as a winger.
Went backwards, and New South Wales are on the 22. This will have to be a forward move. Well, you can't say Lyons hasn't tried. He and Hasler here tonight. Everything that's come from them. And there's Roach. Back to Hasler. Over the top to O'Connor. And he will score. Michael O'Connor's in to score. Great try. Queensland lead 24 points to 22.
Well, it looks as though the front rowers are getting out into the centres. Now, Roach on that occasion, dummied, stepped, and then away he went and picked up the support beautifully. And here it is. Here he, look, taking off, flat-footed, stepped, and actually went past Borton, back to Hasler, over the top to the man, the bogey man, I call him, O'Connor. Hasn't had much opportunity.
And as O'Connor scores, as we look at the replay, he now becomes the highest point scorer in State of Origin football. 111 points at the moment, Michael O'Connor, passing Mel Meninga with 109. Well, what a kick for O'Connor. Can he convert his own try? Can he level the score? Deep breath. Hits it. And it's away. It's no goal. Queensland lead 24 to 22. The State of Origin coming away on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Hold the front page. The King hits the headlines with scoop news on bulk buy liquor bar and specials. He's shooting holes in the competition. The King's packing them in with Great Western champagne at $3.99 each. Hardy's Black Bottle Brandy is a big winner, just $13.49. What about Lindeman's Mirrorbook 2-litre casks, $4.69 each? And the scores on the board with Tyrrell's 8-year-old Tawny Port for $8.99.
Discount Liquor King. Nobody but nobody beats the king.
Goodbyes are so hard. I want you to know it's not your fault. It's just that I need something else now. Well, I talked to Metropolitan. They said sure they'd give me a personal loan and their rates are just as good as the banks. Gee, I didn't think it'd be so quick. I want you to know, Arthur, you'll always have a place in my heart.
Your new car keys, miss.
Oh, thank you.
When you know it's time to change, it's time for a Metropolitan personal loan.
Queensland on the burst. Jackson trying to get the hands free. Queensland are only 10 metres out from the line after New South Wales made a mistake and Queensland won the scrum. Lindner tackled. He's inside 10 metres of the try line. Kanescu on the short side, it goes to Belcher. Belcher's 5 metres out. Lewis will have to organise things now. Langer, Fullerton, Smith, Vaughton, Fatty Vaughton. How's he going for the line? Oh, big run from Vaughton. He's only about a half metre out. Back over from dummy half. On his own, gets it down, does he? No try. Held up.
Not this time, Slam and Sam, but he gave it his best. But how about the run from Vaughton? Oh, really vintage Vaughton. And I thought he was home. Great defence from New South Wales. There's the replay. Sam trying to get it over. Oh dear, everyone's pointing.
So Hasler takes the ball out of the scrum and New South Wales have got the ball with Jack. And they're 10 metres out from their own line. 16 minutes remaining. You people at home, you can count down the clock from here. New South Wales trail by 2 points. It's the Maroons 24-22. There's plenty of football left as Pearce takes it outside the quarter. Vaughton was the tackler. Hasler. Oh, they let him run, the danger man. They let him run. He's still going. Someone better put him on the deck. They still can't put him down. Great run, Desi Hasler.
He's been the difference for New South Wales. He's really got that back line going.
Lines for French. He better pick it up soon. Oh, he's knocked it back, luckily. He was never confident going for that, Brett French. Never. Belcher. Now Kilroy will probably have a run from dummy half, but Elias will get him. So Queensland are pinned inside their own 22. Kanescu's got to run it out in his own because there was no forwards coming.
I tell you what, he got that down. Bacco got that down, as you can see on the replay.
Jackson. French. Here's the cover from Jack. And that's gone inside.
Oh, he was held back. He was held back on that occasion. The referees let it go to play the advantage.
Jackson was the man inside. Now Queensland keep it going. What's Lewis doing? He's flipped one to Bacco, to Bella. Oh, and McGaw's coming with the big hit. Back to Lewis, over to Curry. Out to Kilroy. Can he beat Jack? Yes, he can. No, he's into touch. Oh, it's all happening here, Farmer.
Oh, that's great play from Queensland. Bella was going to get the short pass away, but boy, he was cream. Bounced over, rolled and flicked it up again. And there's an injured player for Queensland. Oh, yes, he put his foot in. The touch judge correct. Oh, this is top stuff.
Well, it's all happening at the stadium in the third and final State of Origin match for 1988. Martin Bella's down in back play, but once again, Gary Jack showing his class. Ferguson's lost it. Lewis has picked it up. It's gone to Curry. Jackson back to Curry. Oh, French has dropped it. It's gone backwards. He's having a horror with his hands at the moment. Brett French. There's Lindner. Queensland are only 10 metres out from the line. Now Fullerton Smith, the dummy half. Away to Lewis. Inside to Jackson, and he'll be tackled. Can Queensland wrap it up? They lead by 2.
Bella's injured rather badly in back play.
Canescu. Bacco. Try. That's a try. This time there's no mistake. Big Sam Bacco's under the post, and that should just about wrap it up. Queensland lead by 28 points to 22.
Oh, and Bella's injured, and I don't want to worry you at home and up in Queensland, but they've called. He's moving all right. He's okay. I just don't know what's wrong, but let's have a look at the replay. Canescu inside to Slam and Sam, and a try at last. And the other one was a try too, after we saw the very close replay. Once again, close up. And you can see the difference. Cleal not in the centre of the ruckers. Backo goes over. And that's where Cleal isn't strong in defence. This was a lovely bit of play. They're playing this and said that was a knock-on. Well, it was touch and go. I think French got away with a bit of murder there. I think that was a knock-on.
Looked to be a knock-on. Bella coming off on the sideline. Andrew Slack, are you down there? He doesn't look too good.
No, it's difficult to tell whether it's a shoulder or ribs at the moment, but certainly he's in a lot of pain. Keith Woodhead's with him at the moment, so I'll get a report from Keith when he's come back from the dressing shed.
Has Gilmister come on yet? Yes, he has. I can see him now. So Gilmister's on. Belcher adds the extras, and that gives Queensland an 8-point cushion. They lead by 30 points to 22, and there's 11 and a half minutes to go.
Great game. Now, as you see Bella going up there, what he did, he was injured when he was shoulder charged. He must have been injured badly, but he still flicked the ball up. And that's sign of a great player. He must have been in a hell of a lot of pain, and he still got it up for him to go on with.
So Bobby Linder now runs the ball about 18 metres out from his own line. Trevor Gilmister and 15 a dummy half. And Elias is a genius at reaping the ball out of his opponent's hand straight up. At Gilmister hung onto it, and Canescu will take the tackle. 30 to 22 is the lead for Queensland, an 8-point cushion. Well, someone better pick that up. It's Curry. He's beaten folks. He's got to the 22 and he's lost it, and that'll be picked up by French, and he's ruled that play on.
Well, it was reefed out by a New South Welshman. He's having a good game. He's right on the ball.
Fullerton Smith runs at Roach. Queensland midway between the halfway and the quarter inside New South Wales territory. Gilmister. Backo hangs onto the ball at the halfway mark. Not much energy left in Big Sam Backo by the look of him as he gets slowly to his feet, and Fullerton Smith is tackled. And this is the last tackle coming up. Lewis, Belcher, kicks it high.
And into the opening. He looked before he kicked that one, but Jack still got it coming.
And Jack beats Gilmister. He can't beat Jackson. And he takes it almost to the 22. Away to Lyons. Standing, almost.
Sting's been taken out of New South Wales a bit, but I know they won't lie down.
Cleal, slung to the ground by Jackson. Someone in New South Wales needs to run onto it. And who does it? This great player in Wayne Pearce. And he's lost the ball. Gilmister's come up with it. Linder's got it. And Queensland are inside or right on the 22-metre line. Can they wrap it up? At 30 to 22, they look to have an 8-point winning lead. Another try here would seal it. Vaughton holding it up. And so Gilmister will play it from Canescu through Langer. And now Lewis holds it up. Well tackled by Lyons and also Roach. 20 metres out from the try line. Langer a dummy half. Vaughton running it straight, Paul Vaughton. And he's 9 metres out from the line. Langer, Lewis, kicks ahead. That's Hansen, and he'll have no hope. A drop out from underneath the sticks. Queensland will come up again with possession. Andrew Slack.
Yes, for Martin Bella, I've just got a report from Keith Woodhead. He was badly concussed. He's obviously is not too fantastic at the moment, but it's nothing terribly serious. He hasn't injured any particular part, except he got a head knock in that tackle, and he'll recover after the game. He won't get back on this in the next 8 minutes, though.
So Tony Curry takes it 8 metres short of the 22. He'll play it to Brett French. He's tackled by Cleal. 8 minutes remaining. Queensland in front by 8 points. Can they win the series 3-0? Gill missed that. That's forward pass to Langer. McCallum's missed it. Now Vaughton. Back to Bacco. 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 Big run from the big fellow. He's only 10 metres out. Langer. Inside to Canescu. Kilroy. Try to Joe Kilroy. That's the game. That's the state of origin. 3-0 for Queensland. And they whitewashed the record of 86.
Oh, dear me, but let's think about that that forward pass from Langer. Here it is. I'm watching another place, and it was forward all right. There's the New South Welshman. Elias shaking his head. They know they're gone, New South Wales. They just can't believe it. But that was a good try. They continued. You play the whistle, and that's what Queensland did. Here we see them in action. Bit of a dummy. Langer turns it back inside again, and Joe Kilroy, if he'd had been moving, would have been over the line much slipperier. But oh, and look at Jack walking away in disgust.
Well, he's done nothing wrong, Gary Jack, to be in a losing team tonight. He's played sensational football. And Greg Canescu, Johnny on the spot, just orchestrating things around the fringe of the ruck, as he did for Sam Bacco's try.
Yes, good try to Queensland. He must play the whistle. They did get away with that forward pass, though.
Queensland have come back. They were down in the first half by 12 points at one stage. And they've come back and have given New South Wales the short back and sides in the last 20 minutes. Belcher. He's kicked that away. That's no goal. So Queensland lead 34-22, and there's 6.25 minutes remaining. And that is the forward pass from Gill, Mr. DeLanger, which Greg McCallum missed, unfortunately, for New South Wales. But by the same token, Queensland did have an 8-point lead at the time, so the try hasn't determined the outcome of the match, which is the important thing.
Here's a bad mistake.
Well, you've got to try something, Farmer.
Well, that's not the thing to try, not kick at 10 metres. It was a rehearsed move. Lyons was going up quickly for the short one. There's Mr. McCallum.
So Lewis will come up and kick for touch. And this will be a savouring moment for him tonight, Lewis. That's a good touch finder inside the 22. He was on the end of the 3-0 shellacking by New South Wales in 86.
His hair standing on end, Wally. The little bit he's got left.
And one of the things to drive him this year, apart from his test spot, was to rewrite or write in the record books of 86. And Lewis has done it. And what about this fellow Paul Vaughton tonight?
Well, he had a bad first half, I have to say, but boy, hasn't he had a bottler of a second half.
Once again, the Queensland forwards, they went to sleep in the first half. Belcher. Gary Belcher, 10 metres out. Their forwards went to sleep in the first half, but in the second half they've been absolutely meritorious. Langer chips. And French will score. Brett French will score. That is a try. My word, it is. 38 points to 22. Queensland are running away with it.
Oh, beautiful. Now, that hasn't worked all night, but the New South Welshman not really on the ball in defence. Very slow to get back to recover over the top of that. Peter Jackson, he might have a crook shoulder and a crook hip there. As we go to this, they're all onside, and French through like a vulture. Oh, dear me.
Eddinghausen had to turn around.
Well, he might have had to turn around. Here it comes, but he had time to do it. They were all coming, and I thought he was supposed to be fast, but French went past him in a flash.
We must mention the judgment of the kick of Alan Langer, an absolute gem. He's put it on a threepenny bit, or a 10-cent piece as it is these days.
Well, he's had some little horrors occasionally, but now and then, there's one little chip he missed when he tried to put it over the top. There's Wally, his hair standing on end with joy.
Hiawatha.
He's thrilled pink.
Can Queensland make it 40? Can Belcher kick this from the touchline?
He'd be trying hard.
Wood and the Maroons love to make it 4-0. It's not bad, but it's just away. So 38 points to 22 is the lead for Queensland. There's 3.25 minutes remaining.
Well, what a game. There's Ferguson off. Something wrong with him, Andrew?
I think they're just giving Greg Florimo another run, so Ferguson off, Florimo on for New South Wales.
And Canescu tidies up. 3 minutes remaining. Andrew Slack, we might take this opportunity for you to just try and dissect this game, and particularly the second half.
Well, Alan, it's as cold as charity down here tonight, but this game has certainly warmed me up, and I'm sure a few of the Queensland people supporting in the stands tonight. A superb effort by all the Queenslanders. They can't have been happy with their first 20 minutes. Their defence wasn't good, but then that pride which they play with a capital P came to the fore. Wally Lewis in control, as he is most games he plays, and really a wonderful second half effort. New South Wales not disgraced, but I'm sure that if people said it had been as a flowing game as it is, that New South Wales would have been the favourites. Queensland have shown they've dominated this year's competition with great authority.
What about the tackle on Jack from the Queenslanders? Lindner was burning down. The ball was placed beautifully. Jack had to pick up at his in goal. I thought he'd run it out. Pearce still trying to the very end. But the Queenslanders just burnt down the field, particularly Lindner, and forced Jack in goal. So Queensland, with 2 minutes remaining, have another chance for another try. French. Farmer.
Been a marvellous game. One of the better ones. I know Queensland have won it, but New South Wales played wide open football in that first half. Most impressive. Their best, Gary Jack, who had a great game. Hasler, he instilled some zip in them as we see Queensland attacking through Vaughton, and Wayne Pearce, he led them admirably and may have played himself back in the Australian side. For Queensland, their best player by far was Wally Lewis, no doubt about it. Led them like a beauty. Very closely followed by Greg Canescu and Sam Bacco. I thought they were two of the others, but they all played well as a team. They got out there and they had to recover again in the second half. Whatever Bennett said to them, it was a good tonic because they went on with it.
Can Queensland score in the dying stages? There's the kick. But Jack has saved the day. And we're inside the last 60 seconds. There'll be just enough time for the dropout and a couple of tackles.
And while we're talking about that, as we see the replay here and Gary Jack getting to it, I'd like to remind people in the Darling Downs area of the passing of Hallie Smith, a referee who played there early in the 30s and then played football and then refereed round the Owra, Warwick and St George area in that competition. Very sad to see his passing.
So in the dying seconds, the last 30 seconds of the match, it's Joe Kilroy, tackled by Folkes and Roach on the 22.
Oh.
I don't know whether he played it, but it's play on.
He didn't. He just pushed it through, but he got away with it.
16 seconds to go. Last tackle will probably be made. He's going to rule what here? He's calling out Canescu, is he?
I don't know what Canescu did there. Sorry, sir, he says. He probably...
New South Wales get the penalty.
It's been a very clean game, hasn't it, Alan?
Well, clean game in the wide open spaces. The siren should have sounded. And this could be a New South Wales try. They lay off O'Connor. Lewis will intercept. Well, the clock's got nothing on it. I haven't heard the full-time siren. Belcher. Langer. And that's loose. And that should just about be the ball game. It's pretty vigorous in there. There's the full-time siren. That's full-time. And Queensland have won the State of Origin series 3-0. They won the first 26-18, the second 16-6. And tonight at the Sydney Sports Stadium, they've defeated New South Wales by 38 points to 22. Well, Mick Vivers, Queensland back on top in interstate football in 1988.
Oh, it's good to see. And that was probably the toughest game because they'd won the series. They had to get out there and gee themselves up. And occasionally during that first half, they gave me. And Andrew Slack, you've got someone with you down there.
Well, super performance, Wally Lewis. How do you rate that?
Well, the second half, Andrew, is probably as good as Queensland have ever played. We were a little bit lax in the first half, but I suppose, you know, the blokes did have the series wound up, but that's no excuse when you're playing for a Wayne Bennett side. And he said a lot of well-chosen words at half-time. He wasn't yelling and screaming, just advising, and it worked.
What about your role in that latter part of the first half? You seemed to get them back in that last 15 minutes, an important time for you.
Well, I think everybody did. We realised that if we didn't pull our finger out, we were going to be losing the game. And the Queensland blokes didn't want to do that. They're thinking about their families at home, their missus and kids, and the coach on the bench and at each other. and we wanted to wrap it up 3-0. It's exactly the way we did it.
Well, congratulations, a great match tonight and a great series.
Thanks, Andrew.
Captain of Queensland, Wally Lewis. We'll be back with the presentations after this break.
Bandit turning in tight.
Iron Eagle. His father was an Air Force veteran. He was wild and reckless.
You could get killed.
A flying genius.
At some point, you gotta grow up, son.
The time for growing up is now.
It's your dad. He's been shot
A
down.
hostage facing death.
I'm gonna bust him out of there like a bat out of hell. Let's get down to business.
Waiting time is over.
Ain't no game, I'm telling you.
They're going in alone. Jason Gedrick, Lou Gossett Jr., the top guns in Iron Eagle. Premieres 8:30 Sunday on Channel 9.
Hold the front page. The King hits the headlines with scoop news on bulk buy liquor bar and specials. He's shooting holes in the competition. Penfold Seaview wines are a real crowd pleaser at $3.99 each. And the King puts points on the board with Dewar's Scotch, $15.95. Jim Beam cola cans are only $1.99 each. And Orlando Coolabah 4-liter casks get everybody on side at only $5.99 each.
Discount Liquor King. Nobody but nobody beats the King.
Yellow Pages delivers more business to your door. Yellow Pages works. Here's proof.
This is my first year in Yellow Pages, and we've had a 50% increase in business, over 700 calls. I recommend Yellow Pages to all my friends. It's brilliant.
Every time I get a call for Yellow Pages, I know I've got a sale. It's the best thing I've done in business. Yellow Pages has put me 5 years ahead.
For more business prospects, book your 1989 Yellow Pages advertising now. Call Australian Directory Services on 347 1111.
Life for me is, you see, a view of the sparkling blue ocean. I could take a trip across the sea, but I know where I'd rather be. I'd rather be at Bayview Harbour. I'd rather be at Bayview Harbour. That's where I'd rather be.
Well, what a performance by Queensland, winning 38 points to 22. Andrew Slack is at the Sydney Football Stadium. He has a very happy Tony Curry.
Well, a man fast gaining a reputation as Australia's best defensive back, Tony Curry. Could 1988 get any better for you?
Yes, I think it could. Slacky, I want to keep my position for the test side and win the Ashes, retain them, and that'll top it off, and probably a premiership with Canterbury.
Well, a marvellous night tonight. Really a lot of work to do. They spread it wide.
Yes, I realise that that's part of my job because we've got such talented players like Belcher, Jackson, and of course the King Wally. And I'm in there and I'm just going to do my job and everything happens from there.
We were all worried. We spoke to Wally earlier about that first 20 minutes. We weren't really going up in forward, and so things were being thrown around, and you had a heap of work. We covered it, but you must have been a bit concerned.
Yeah, it was going to be one of those games where New South Wales score first, we score second, them third, and it took the team to just shut up shop and make an effort, and we did that in the second half, and we got the points.
Okay, Tony. Well, congratulations on a marvellous year. I hope the rest of it falls into place for you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Tony Curry. Now to you, Chris.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Well, congratulations to Tony Curry. The man of the match, of course, was Big Sam Bacco. Congratulations to him. Let's have a look how Queensland did it tonight. And the full-time statistics: penalties 7-3 in favour of New South Wales, and the scrums to the Blues. Tries 7-4 to Queensland, 5 goals to 3. A final scoreline of 38 points to 22. Let's have a look at the full-time tackle count. That, of course, all important in this grade of football. Paul Vaughton, 25. Greg Kinescu, 22. Bob Lindner, 21. And Tony Curry, 15 for Queensland. Folkes, Pearce, Elias and Hansen, the major tackle counters for New South Wales. Queensland victorious. We'll take a short break and have more right after this.
Live tonight, 10:35. Defending champ Martina Navratilova takes on Yugoslavian Sabrina Goris. Wimbledon 88, exclusive to Nine's Wide World of Sports.
You can feel it in the sunrise on an early autumn dawn. You can feel it in the earth beneath your feet. You can taste it in the rain of the sudden thunderstorm. You can hear it as the sunset sounds retreat. I can feel the 4X coming on. I can feel the 4X coming on. I've got the taste for it. I just can't wait for it. I can feel the 4X coming on.
Who can you bank on in your future years? Who'll show you a life beyond your career? Who can you bank on? Who'll help you to see that there's more to the world than just you and me? Who can you bank on to keep working for you? 'Cause your salary stops, but the bills never do. Who can you bank on when the kids have all gone? Who'll help you enjoy the time of your own? Who can you bank on? Who can you bank on? Who can you trust? Who can you trust? You can bank on Westpac. You can bank on us.
Talk to some people about cheap hot water and all you get's a lot of expensive hot air. There's one system that pays you as it saves you. This one, nitrate off-peak electric hot water. It's not only 58% cheaper to run, but it even pays an energy efficiency dividend up to $100. Switch to nitrate off-peak electric hot water. It pays dividends.
There's one good thing about Sale of the Century. You say to yourself, me too. I can do it. You can. And our champ was doing it in style. $8 once, $8 twice, $8 three times. Going, and gone. Holding that price. Were you holding out for the money, Leslie? Yes. Tomorrow, Leslie's playing for a baby grand piano. You don't have to tell everyone, do you? On 9.
Welcome back. Queensland outscoring the Blues by 20 points to 4 in the second half. A great 40 minutes. The second 40 minutes, let's have a look at those again.
Now Lewis, away to Langer. Chip ahead, regathers. It's gone to Jackson. Has he got the speed? Has he got it down? He has it to try. It's not a double movement. He rolled in the tackle. Try to Peter Jackson. Queensland hit the front 22-18. This will have to be a forward move. Well, he can't say Lyons hasn't tried. He and Hasler here tonight. Everything that's come from them. And there's Roach. Back to Hasler. Over the top to O'Connor. And he will score. Michael O'Connor's in to score. Great try. Queensland lead 24 points to 22.
Well, it looks as though the front rowers are getting out into the centres.
Can Queensland wrap it up? They lead by 2.
Bella's injured rather badly in back play.
Canescu. Bacco. Try. That's a try. This time there's no mistake. Big Sam Bacco's under the post, and that should just about wrap it up. Queensland lead by 28 points to 22. Langer inside to Canescu. Kilroy. Try to Joe Kilroy. That's the game. That's the state of origin. 3-0 for Queensland. And they whitewashed the record of 86. Absolutely meritorious. Langer chips. And French will score. Brett French will score. That is a try. My word, it is. 38 points to 22. Queensland are running away with it.
And they certainly did. 38 points to 22, the winning margin. The man of the match, big Sam Bacco, and congratulations, the Winfield man of the match, Sam Bacco, and he rattled up 2 tries. Should have had a third one. Congratulations to Sam Bacco. OK, we'll be back with more in a moment.
Hold the front page. The King hits the headlines with scoop news on bulk buy liquor barn specials. He's shooting holes in the competition. The King kicks off with McWilliams Ports and Sherries, only $2.95 each. How about Gilby's Gin, a great team player at $14.89? Celebrate with Black Tie Cafe Royale, a winner at $9.99. And the King's got Wild Peach and Wild Berry 4-liter cooler casks on the team at $5.99 each.
Discount Liquor King. Nobody but nobody beats the King.
The Eiffel Tower, Paris. They go together like Dad and Dave. You know, every great city has a building or structure that it's famous for and proud of. Would you believe over 4 million tourists a year come and see this one? And I don't have to tell you where this lady belongs. Great city? Sure is. And she's a great symbol. Well, I reckon it's about time we gave the world something to look up to. But not just a symbol. It's a fantastic opportunity. An opportunity to create up to 4,000 jobs for starters. An opportunity to attract over 1 million tourists a year. And that'll be good for business. An opportunity to have one of the best high hotels in the world. And that's a promise. All this in one spectacular building. Brisbane Central. It's an opportunity to put Brisbane up where it belongs. Great city, great opportunity. Do you reckon we can do it? Somewhere we belong. There's so much to share. So how much we care. Let's lift us up where we belong. Let's make Brisbane grow. So the whole world knows. Let's lift us up where Brisbane Central, up where we belong.
Everything, and I mean everything, is 10 to 50% off at Lowe's Menswear. All jackets, knitwear, save $20 on Crest Knit. All shirts, trousers, suits and sports coats. Shoes, including Andre, slashed to $35. Everything is 10 to 50% off. Top brand jeans, Sloppy Joes, only $8.99. All activewear, pajamas, underwear and accessories. All boys wear, boys and girls schoolwear. Everything, and I mean everything, is 10 to 50% off at Lowe's Menswear.
Hello, Richie. Oh, listen, I've been thinking. Business is tough, Richie. You know what I mean. But if you guys lower the price, we might do something.
Sorry, Bob, but we rang Pittsburgh, Houston, Washington, Detroit, and we sold a lot.
So you guys learned to do business on the phone, huh? Well, what about me, huh? What about me?
No one's far from anyone anymore. OTC.
Why didn't you call?
Queenslanders winning their series 3-0 for the first time ever. Let's go back down to Sydney for the presentation of the Winfield Shield.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be able tonight to present the Winfield State of Origin Shield to the winners of the 1988 Winfield State of Origin Series. It's the team representing my old home state, Queensland. Congratulations to everybody concerned. I think it's been a marvellous effort. I think it's also probably a little known fact that in fact Queensland set another record tonight, and that is the first team during the series to win 5 games in succession. And previous to this, each team had previously won 4 in a row, but this is the first occasion that 5 has been won. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to ask Wally Lewis to come forward on behalf of the victorious team and present, so I can give him the Winfield Shield for this year.
Well, a mixed reaction there for Queensland captain Wally Lewis. I don't think he minds. He's got a smile as wide as the Sydney Harbour Bridge. We have up here as well. What about you, Alan Thomas?
Well, it was a great effort tonight, and Sam Bacco, the man of the match. But I'm not taking anything away from Sam. He played tremendously well. But I thought Lewis had an outstanding match tonight. He set the team alight with the tries and created them, tackled and covered defence. And Wally Lewis, Wayne Bennett, the entire State of Origin team can look back on 1988 Farmer and say, we did it and we did it well.
Oh, they did it very well indeed. And yes, Chris Bomless, we are smiling down here. And it's beautiful game of football. I think it's one of the better games of in the State of Origin series that we've had the pleasure of calling. And I think you'd feel the same as we feel up here, Andrew Slack.
A wonderful night, Mick. What can be more emphatic than 3-0? And a nice touch as Wayne Bennett and Wally Lewis walked through the tunnel. A lot of the crowd stayed and generously applauded them, and didn't they deserve it?
So there it is. It's all over for another season. For 1988, Queensland winning 3 games to 0. They've won the last match here tonight by 38 points to 22. I hope you've enjoyed the telecast at home. I hope you were excited as we were. It was great to see Queensland win, and they won it well. So that's it. On behalf of Mick Vivers and Andrew Slack, this is Alan Thomas saying good night from the Sydney Sports Stadium.
Thank you very much, Alan, and we sure did enjoy the football, and congratulations on a great call. Coming up next week, in a week's time, it's the second test match, Australia against Great Britain. That's from Lang Park. We'll have a full replay. Hope you can join us from 9:30 p.m. On behalf of the team, this is Chris Bombolas bidding you good night.